Now, on global, God Gojo is going to be releasing today. I'm pretty sure he's not out just yet from when I'm recording, but regardless, today is the day that global will have their chance to get your hands on this specimen of a character. We are going to be doing the sweep mode. I've already done the sweep mode on the previous sweep boss, which the one that global has already. I've done a video on that already. I don't think I've done a video using this Gojo on the newest sweep boss, basically version 2. So we're gonna go do that. But with all of that, we've already established where this man is at in terms of the power that this unit possesses. Hence why it's a bit of a favorable character for a lot of people to chase, and I completely understand. But as we've spoken about and as I've said previously, you know, it does kind of put global in that awkward position of him dropping now and what's to come. There could be heat dropping, who knows, you know. But with all of that, there is going to be a little bit of an upgrade for what I'm seeing in terms of the green mono team. So Gojo is still going to be using, well, he's still going to be doing his thing, should I say, but the trio might have a slight little shift by the looks of it. Alright, so we're just diving straight on in. This one's pretty much going to be a breeze. When it comes to getting this Gojo, realistically, you're pretty much just going to be spamming it. I mean, you guys will see. This is probably by far the most easiest sweep that you could do with this character because of how easy it is. It's basically just non-stop raw damage. Now, with all of that, why I say there's going to be a little bit of slight shift within the team, well, I mean, with green mono primarily, this is kind of what you're looking at excluding Yuki, because the green mono team realistically is Shoko for the support and the healing, Ghetto for the sub DPS as well as the debuff that he can apply, and then Gojo doing the raw power. Now, obviously, Choso is going to be releasing in about 6 days time, 5 days time, and primarily his playstyle is going to be where Ghetto will be in terms of doing sub DPS damage. I will say Ghetto does have the advantage of being able to support physical and having a break damage increase on his ultimate. So in a way it does kind of set him apart in that aspect, of course. But coming back to between the two boys, in terms of doing more damage, it seems to be that Choso will be the one that will outdo Ghetto, because I think I'll have to double check, but I know at max Ghetto can apply, I think, an increased damage for green typing around 20%, I'm pretty sure. So regardless of even if we can stack that up, it's not going to be nowhere near to what Choso can apply, because Choso we can do 50%, and I think the 50% damage received via green typing is on for 4 turns. So it's an easy 150, so obviously there will be an increase of damage for Gojo there and there, but there is going to be a time and place to utilize Ghetto. So he's not out of the equation, and he's still usable, to be fair, and that's kind of one of the reasons on why people could use to be like, right, I see the role that they're playing. Ghetto is still effective in terms of the team comp, of course, especially with how the content is handled right now with the green typing. And so you can utilize that as an excuse to be like, right, let me skip, let me prepare myself, because obviously with Choso dropping now for JP, it gives us a little bit of a breathing room. Obviously on global, it's going to be more so as a suffocation, as I like to say, because when that man drops, you're going to be a month out. Basically, it will be leading into pre-anniversary, so global it will be in a much favorable position to be like, right, we've got Ghetto, and plus he's in the general pool now, so you can actually maximize him, max him out, make him an even more of a hard hit character side by side with Gojo. So I mean, there is that option to think about, but by the looks of it, it seems the boy Choso is going to be providing us a little bit more damage, so I'm eager to see on what the nuking numbers will be for the boy Gojo. Again, everything that we do is for Gojo, and yeah, as you guys can see, it is pretty simple. This character is super effective, very simple to use, and I just love him. So pair him up with Megami, because we can't use not God Gojo, we can't use Anniversary Gojo because we're using this Gojo. In a different world, you know, if we were able to use all the Gojos on a singular team, I think that would be a bit too broken, but hey ho. But anyway, just the premise of the sweep, if anyone is attempting or wanting to try and do it on global. Again, it's fairly simple, as you just saw throughout the whole turns with Gojo, I just kept on attacking, kept on attacking, kept on attacking. Once you get to the final phase, that's when you want to activate Gojo's ultimate, and you want to get Gojo's ultimate off first before you activate Megumi, so that way you've got more than enough time to prepare and get his ultimate. Now, in a situation like I got stunned, I kind of miscalculated that I should have waited a turn, but even with that miscalculation, you'll be just as fine, because I think you're still getting 2 defense drops from Megumi's first skill. So there's the first defense drop, I'm pretty sure, right? Get the damage off. I thought I could be sneaky about it, because I do manage to get Shoko's ultimate here, and then I thought I could bump up Gojo's ultimate, then I realized, wait, that doesn't work. That does not do me any favors. So there we go. Keep in mind that 3rd skill buffs him up attack wise and applies that counter, and there's an easy close to 8 mil banger right there. Unfortunately it doesn't continue, it's a one-time deal, but it is what it is. But yeah, to have Choso come along, he's definitely taking the spot of Ghetto. Originally I was thinking, maybe I could put him in the first slot, maybe, you know, we can, well, put Shoko in the first slot, and then obviously two boys in the second and third slot, and then Gojo in the back, and then I just realized, I'd much rather have some form of damage buffer, and in this case Megumi is just one of the best ones out there. So in the case of replacing and utilizing a team such as the one that I'm using right now, 16 mil, goddamn, he would definitely replace Ghetto, because primarily that's what these boys are doing. They've got that sub DPS power, which is fantastic, but it's the debuffing that they apply. But like I said, Ghetto does have his own advantage play. Plus he recovers his own Coast Energy. I forgot about that when you activate his ultimate. So as much as Choso is coming in, and pretty much going to be a nice little character to have, I'm eager to see what damage he's going to be, because he might outdo Ghetto possibly, but we'll have to wait and see. But there we go, easy as that. By far the easiest sweep fight you'll ever do. This Gojo is just made for this, essentially. I can throw this in here because when it comes to global, I know that you still have the version 1 boss. This was the team that I used to kill the version 1 boss, or to beat it, not kill, but this is the team I used to beat the version 1 boss. But then again, Shoko is not going to be far off releasing on global, so essentially this is kind of like the primary team for green that I typically use. But with the release of Choso, of course, if I wanted to, I mean, technically speaking, Choso could quite easily fit in with the green mono team. Like, it's not the end of the world. Put Shoko first, and then Choso or Ghetto second or third, whichever way you want to go about it, and then obviously Gojo on the last slot. Like, it's doable, it's feasible, but in the case of maximizing the damage, obviously I do want to keep my combo of having the cursed energy regeneration there leading into the damage buffing. So in the case of this team comp, it would definitely be Ghetto that's going to be getting replaced, due to the fact that the boys themselves play a very, very similar role. So there's that. But we'll see how things play out in terms of Choso with his power and how he looks, because that ultimate play from this Ghetto is pretty decent. So, you know, there are things about Ghetto that are still viable, but again, just an option for people to be like, right, if Choso is dropping before the pre-anniversary, it might be a skip, and prepare for the bigger characters, because Ghetto is doing just as fine, but it's just an alternative option on what's to come. Again, unless things change and Choso is just an absolute menace to society, an absolute of a banger green mono character, then that might change a few things. But anyway, I just want to wish Global all the best of luck on your summons. Hopefully you guys do pull God Gojo ASAP. This man is an absolute monster. Duping him out, not really necessarily needed. If you really want to dupe him out, you could just throw in one dupe and he'll perform just as fine. But yeah, he's still an absolute monster. But yeah, just make sure that you do up his ultimate skill and his second skill. That's primarily the two skills that you want to keep focusing on, because that's where you're going to get the most damage from. So yeah, there's that.